Can Oprah Winfrey elevate another candidate to the White House? Well, tonight, the billionaire appeared with Kamala Harris to help make that happen. The two co-hosted a campaign event in Michigan called Unite for America. And at one point, things got emotional when the family of a woman whose death is linked to abortion restrictions in Georgia came face to face with Harris. Listen to this.
You're looking at a mother that is broken. Mm-hmm. The worst pain ever that a mother, that a parent could ever feel. Her father and myself and the family, you're looking at it.
Amber's mom shared with me that the word over and over again in her mind is preventable. These abortion bans have been passed that criminalize healthcare providers. In a couple of states, prison for life, Oprah. Prison for life in a couple of states for a doctor or a nurse who provides health care.
That was one of the most emotional moments from this event. Oprah was crying. I mean, many people in the audience were crying, and it really took me back, I mean, obviously, to the Oprah Winfrey that everyone had in their living rooms for, decades. Will this be effective?
Well, I think the abortion issue is effective, whether Oprah is the person that brings it to us, Kamala Harris is the person that brings it to us. The thing is, stripping women of their rights in this country was always inevitably going to lead to death. And Amber's a perfect example of that. The doctors knew exactly what to do when she arrived at the hospital, and they waited 20 hours to do the necessary DNC. And she died because they waited too long. It's not that they didn't know what to do. It's not that there was a crisis. It was a completely, as her mother said, preventable death. And that happens when you take people's rights from them and you say all of this fits into this one tank, when it doesn't. Our health care is our bodies. It's our lives. It's our livelihoods. Quite frankly, it's an economic issue. I don't know why we keep separating the economy from abortion. How many people are sitting at your kitchen table is a kitchen table issue. So abortion is center. Whether Oprah brings it to us or not, abortion will be center to this election.
These events are, part of a strategy that the Harris campaign is putting out there, which is to largely avoid doing interviews. They're not necessarily settings where she shines. So they're doing this instead. And this was very different for her. Might it work? Will this be enough? I mean, we have, less than 50 days until the next election, so.
The answer is it is not enough. It will work, partly. So, let me explain. This is a great event. Please do explain. This is a great event, and it's good for her. And listen, especially with Oprah and an Oprah audience, this is really, really important for Kamala Harris because Donald Trump has every base voter he's going to get. She does not have every base voter she can get, and needs about 10 points more black voters in places like Georgia to be where she needs to be to win these swing states. So these are incredibly important moments for her. They are not enough, though. She still has to sit down and answer questions. I'm not inventing this. I talk to swing state voters all day. And what they're telling me is I'm still undecided because I haven't heard enough from Kamala Harris. They know who Donald Trump is. They don't know enough about Kamala Harris. And they're not here for the soft interviews. They want her to have to answer real questions about the problems they have. This is them in their own words. You don't have to take it from S.E. Cupp. Take it from the voters you need. She needs more interviews.
But can I ask you, S.E. Cupp, can I say to you, then where is Trump having those real hard-hitting interviews where he says, I'm going to mass deport 11 million people, but he doesn't actually explain that? Why does she have to explain every nuance of every policy?
First of all, he does a ton of interviews.
Absolutely, but he doesn't answer a lot of questions.
But I just explained, undecided voters know who he is. Yeah. That's not their concern. They know who he is. They don't feel like they know who she is. That's something, if I'm the Harris campaign, I'm listening to those voters. They're the voters I need. Yeah. So it's not about, why am I doing more than what Trump has to do? Forget it. Do you want to win? Listen to those voters.
I will sit there and say with Oprah, I don't know if Oprah of 2024 means as much as Oprah 2008 just because the nature of celebrity has changed. You used to be a celebrity in 2008, meant you were a celebrity. Everyone knew your name, she had universal name ID. People under 30 probably don't have a deep connection to Oprah Winfrey. They were children when her show ended. And we even saw with Taylor Swift last week when she endorsed Kamala Harris online, voter registration spiked slightly for the first day, but it was still down significantly from 4 years prior as far as new voter registration. I don't know if
I don't know if
celebrity.
that's true.
It is true. I think John
No, you're
Calhoun.
right. Celebrity endorsements don't move.
They don't move.
things. This isn't an
I don't know
endorsement.
that,
It's
and
an
I don't know if
interview.
this is about voters under 30, but Van, let me let you get in there.
I think that it matters how she shows up and not necessarily where she shows up. I think people want to see her.
exactly.
Like that's a home game, right? So that's a home game.
Yeah.
So that's a home game. I think people want to see her on the road. I think a lot of the people who have questions about Kamala Harris, whether or not they are fair or unfair, what they want to see is her willingness to answer those questions. And that's going to help her. Those are opportunities. Opportunities in Georgia, opportunities in Pennsylvania. Don't look at them as peril. They're opportunities because when she gets in front of those people in those spaces, she does really, really well.
I think that this is a really important point because, you know, the idea is not necessarily that she has to fill in all the blanks on all the policy. It's actually that she needs to be the person that she was with Oprah in other settings as well. I want to play another part from this event tonight that I think might surprise a lot of people at home.
I'm in favor of assault weapons bans, universal background checks, red flag laws. I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If
And I thought
somebody
that was
breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
I love that she knows the castle doctrine.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's wonderful.
From a Democrat.
Florida
I mean,
laws
I'm not against it.
everywhere.
Look, I understand why the campaign decided to do this event with Oprah. I think they recognize that the vice president has a very serious issue with men. My assumption is that because of that awareness, they hope to double up the penetration of women to provide some type of a buffer for some mathematical potential losses.
That was a hell of
That
an
was
expression.
That was a poor
Just
choice of words, but we will move on from it.
But yeah, you got wait a minute. You guys are taking that the wrong way here, guys.
You said it.
Have you
But
been
you're
on
taking
New
it the
Africa
wrong
back
way.
Have you been on New Africa?
But my point is.
No,
that
I'd like you to change your words.
My point is that I think by attempting to double up on their outreach and engagement for women,
Thank you.
they are attempting to provide a buffer for the vice president for whatever potential losses she may have from men. I'm not certain, though, if that mathematically will be enough in places like Pennsylvania, where I think men will absolutely matter, where I think the vice president, if you look at the underlying numbers, will probably need to turn out 5-6%
Will they like that
statewide.
answer about guns, men?
I don't think so. I'm a gun owner. I own a gun business. I'm not convinced by that.
You don't buy it?
No,
What
I
kind
don't
of gun
believe in
does
supporting
Kamala
banning
Harris have?
AR-15s. I do not believe necessarily in red flag laws, particularly because of the implications of men of color, who are one of the fastest growing groups of gun owners now. So can a neighbor of mine who happens to be white call the police because they're afraid that I, as a black man, have a gun and the police just come to my door with guns blazing? So I have a lot of legitimate concerns about red flag laws. So
That's
I don't
not how they
agree with
work,
that.
though. You have to
really.
be adjudicated by a judge.
Yeah, there's a
not
process
a
there.
neighbor.
But my point is,
Like a
Leslie,
crazy
it
ex-girlfriend or
puts
wife.
people of color who are gun owners at a higher propensity of being potentially shot by a police officer coming to their
It's not
home
red flag laws,
to take
though.
their guns.
I don't
But
doubt
I do
that at
think-
all, but that has nothing to do with
But I
red
do
flag
think
laws.
having Kamala Harris say, if you break into my house, you're getting shot, is different than what you typically hear from Democrats, right? Like you think Democrats are coming for all your guns, we're coming to take all of them, and here you have a candidate saying, here's what I will do if you come into my home. And I do think that is different.
But I don't
Leslie
think people
just said
believe
a couple
that,
minutes
though.
ago
Yeah.
is that she said, I'm taking all your guns away 1,000 days ago, 1,200 days ago.
No one
she
said
said
that.
she did.
She never
meant-
said she was taking all your guns away.
mandatory gun
Buybacks,
buyback.
yeah.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
She said that 1,200 days ago, and now she's this proud gun owner.
Mandatory
so-
Mandatory
what types
gun
of weapons?
buybacks.
She was
But
not. It
she
was not all
supported
your
it.
guns.
But not all of your guns.
But
Not all
AR-15s.
your guns, just the ones
But
that are
AR-15. I mean, to be honest, I am a gun
I
owner.
own,
And I have many